Now, the implications of uncertainty tied to US President Donald Trump's trade policies are starting to show in the global economy.
Take a look at this next report for the timeline of Trump's tariffs and his threats and their impact on various countries.
Trump unveiled a slew of new tariffs that boosted the average tax rate on goods imported into the U.S. from across the world. The president is forging ahead with his effort to reshape international commerce and bolster American manufacturing. At an average of nearly 20%, the world is still facing some of the steepest U.S. tariffs since the 1930s. That is roughly 10 times higher than they were a year ago. Trump's latest volley outlined minimum 10% baseline levies with rates of 15% or more for countries with trade surpluses with the U.S. The months of negotiations marked by Trump's social media threats against U.S. allies and foes alike ended with new rates that were largely in line or a touch lower than those on April 2nd. Now let's take a look at the timeline of tariffs under Trump's second term in office. Before Trump took office, the average U.S. rate was about 2.3%. On February 1st, Trump imposed a 25% tariff on goods from Canada and Mexico and a 10% tariff on goods from China. That pushed the average import taxes to 3.7% for the month. In March, the tax rate surged to 11.5% after Trump doubled tariffs on China and blanket 25% on Canada and Mexico. On the so-called Liberation Day in April, Trump announced expansive new tariffs, but soon postponed the implementation to August. The April average was pegged at 27.5%. With Trump backing down on several tariffs, that rate fell to about 12 to 13% in May, June, and July. But those rates went back up to nearly 20% after Trump's latest salvo last week. U.S. economic growth moderated through the first half of the year. That comes as consumers tempered their spending after a late 2024 splurge. Companies have also adjusted to frequently shifting trade policy. A quarter of U.S. manufacturers now report lower employment. Factory activity contracted in July at the fastest pace in 9 months. The outlook points to stagflation concerns, complicating the Fed's rate path view. While the latest growth data suggests some resilience in the 28-nation euro area bloc, they mask economic contractions in Germany and Italy. Heightened uncertainty surrounding the EU-US trade deal is weighing on the outlook. China's top leadership has emphasized support for the economy, with President Xi Jinping endorsing a campaign targeting one major cause of deflation and tensions with the trade partners. Emerging market economies are predicted to face the brunt of the higher tariffs, with trade restrictions adding to their woes. Business Bureau Report, WION World is One.